Hi, I'm Dr. Angela Thayer, and I want to welcome you to the Fertility Brief. Today I'm going to be talking to you about egg quality. When people say egg quality, they frequently mean a couple different things, but in general they think about how is the egg going to behave when it makes an embryo? Is it going to form a good embryo or a not so good embryo? And what can I do to make my egg quality better? You may be getting some information in your feed from people trying to talk about a fertility tea or different supplements, and I'm going to go way more basic than that. I'm going to talk about the fundamentals so you can do things at home that are going to help. All right, just to start with the basics, a couple of different things when we talk about eggs. We talk about egg quantity and egg quality. Egg quantity or ovarian reserve has to do with how many eggs you have all the time. You're born with a certain number and it declines over time as you get older. And the test we use to measure this is called AMH, or anti-Müllerian hormone. It's a good way to figure out if you've got the right number of eggs or you're running low on eggs. That can really tell you if you need to be more aggressive or not. So that's a good test to ask for, AMH. But it doesn't really speak too much about quality. When we talk about quality, we're talking about something else. We're talking about the genetics of the eggs and the epigenetics of the eggs, how the eggs behave, how strong are they, how much they can heal themselves and be resilient. So when we're talking about quality and how we influence that, that's what we're thinking about. How are they going to do genetically when they get fertilized and start having to divide? Are they going to make errors or not? So for egg quality now, there's a few things that will actually move the needle. There's a 90-day window when we're talking about how long it takes an egg to go from being called up to actually getting out and ovulating. And that 90-day window is your leverage point. So you can work in that window to really get the best egg ovulating you possibly can. The number one thing on your to-do list when you're thinking about improving your egg quality is make sure you eat lots of plants. You want half your plate to be plants, a lot of different colors, think about the rainbow, and fruits and vegetables. Whole fruits and vegetables are better than, say, juices, okay, because we want the fiber too. But those fruits and vegetables have a lot of antioxidants and polyphenols that are really going to help strengthen the cells that surround the egg and the egg and sperm itself when we're talking about the male partner. So half your plate, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, think half plants. Okay, second thing, sleep. We want you to get good sleep, 7 to 9 hours a night. And we want you to think about that being consistent between weekdays and weekends. Try not to get really less than 6 or more than 10. People who get those outside ranges tend to not have the higher egg quality. So consistency, a good solid to 7 to 9 hours. That's the time when your body's doing a lot of repair work and you're making hormones, and that's what you really want. Third thing is stress reduction. So everybody has stress, no doubt, but how you handle that stress and what you do to manage it can basically play a different role. So if you have tools at your disposal, think breathing exercises, meditation, yoga, exercise, journaling, walking in nature, unplugging. Those are all ways to deal with stress. And by pulling out that relaxation response, you can really help your body lower your cortisol levels, call out your parasympathetic system, and really have a steadier state. Definitely a good thing. The next thing I'm going to mention is basically supplements. So although I said at the beginning there aren't as many that work, there are a couple I want to call out by name. One is prenatal vitamins with folic acid. Everybody should be taking one of those when you're trying to conceive. The second one is CoQ10. So if you're 35 and older, there have been some studies that say that CoQ10 might help egg quality in that group, okay? So CoQ10 works by working within the mitochondria helping support the ATP for cell division. And like I said, the egg, once it gets fertilized by the sperm, it's responsible for a lot of cell division. And your CoQ10 levels are higher when you're young and they start to decline with age. So that's why the data has shown that after age 35, maybe it can start to make a little bit of a difference in egg quality. All right. The next thing to think about is tobacco and smoking. Definitely a lot of data here. So tobacco and smoking lowers egg quality, lowers pregnancy rates. So if it's at all possible, please try to quit smoking when you're trying to get pregnant. And the last thing is alcohol. Okay, so alcohol, same thing. Heavy use can influence sperm and eggs. You want to try and decrease alcohol consumption, little or none, when you're trying to conceive. That'll give you the best chance for the best egg quality. All right, so that's it. To sum up, plants, lots of them, fruits and vegetables, half your plate. Good sleep, 7 to 9 hours a night. Good stress reduction tools, whatever those are for you. Supplements, a prenatal vitamin, and CoQ10 if you're 35 and older. No tobacco, and very little to no alcohol. So that's your easy recipe to help your egg quality in the 90-day window. If you like this, please subscribe to the Fertility Brief for more fertility tips. Take care.